Welcome to the new Empathic Experience. Our core focus for this session is on the role of a new empowered empath and their importance in this new emerging era of great change. I am Empathic Empire-preneur Authority, AliNICOLE, wow, and I'm also the creator of the Empathic Empire Strikes Back. I am joined by the Empathic Power Enhancer, Gina Gardiner, and Chief Chakra Awakener, Brenda Jacobson. And you can learn more about us in our individual and collective work for the empathic community below in the description box. We each have a core focus area that we will speak briefly about in this session just to introduce these roles. And we will be expounding more on these areas in our session called The New Empathic Experience, The New Now, and The New You. So I'm going to be sharing about embodying a new empathic expression, and this is all about demonstration of new levels in three core areas that are going to make up this new empathic expression. Gina is going to be sharing about expanding empathic awareness, and this is all about the role that empaths will play in this new era of consciousness, really through expanding their awareness about harnessing new power for helping themselves and others to be able to move forward in the now, but also into their next levels. And Brenda is going to share about an empath's role of responsibility to their higher well-being. And this is all about empaths really being committed and accountable to themselves in the continuation of doing the inner work that's going to be required, while they're also starting to level up the energy body, the energy system. And this is all about empowerment. This is also about being intentional for making the required shifts so that they can show up as empowered empaths. So very excited about what we're going to share in just a short period of time in this session. So Gina and Brenda, are we ready to jump into sharing about these new roles in the new empathic experience?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Great. I am geared up and very much ready to go because I know this is so important. So, Gina, since having the right mindset and leveling up our different states of consciousness so that we become more aware of what's most important, these are really like the foundations of this new empathic experience. So, could you please share about the important role that empaths will play in this new era of consciousness? Because I know you big on the enlightenment of the leadership aspect. So definitely want to hear about what you have to share. I think that would be great to start with.
Thank you. Empaths have an enormously important role to play in the future. In fact, everything that's happened to date in your life as an empath has been preparation for the role that you are about to play. If, and only if, you step up and that you take on board the fact that you need to first and foremost deal with your own stuff. Once you do that, then you will be empowered and ready to help other people. Your job is to be the beacon of light. It's to be the person who will support and help those, and there are going to be many, who are struggling to deal with the new era that we find ourselves in. But it's so important that empaths become first and foremost aware of their own patterns, their limiting beliefs, their old baggage, and that they deal with that. And that they then become the living embodiment of an authentic model for other people to follow. They have to be authentic, they have to do the inner work, and that means self-awareness and to be honest but not brutal, to be
Yes.
ready to make things different, to do things differently. And there's no excuse. You can't make excuses about anything. Now is the time to level up and to step into your genuine power, because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. And the sadness is that not only will you be left behind, but you will cause all of those people who you are destined to help to lack the progress because they haven't got your input.
So very well stated. Thank you so much. That was perfect to open this session up with, because again, what you just shared is really the foundational premises for being able to set this new foundation for empaths to spring forth from. And it actually is really a perfect segue to actually have Brenda share, since you brought up the inner work and all those different dynamics and the importance of the embodiment of the power. So, Brenda, your area is very important. Is focusing on, because we're all empaths here, but we're speaking primarily to those who are in the evolutionary process. Um, our well-being is vital to our entire livelihood, and if empaths don't really take proper care of their mental, emotional, and the physical well-being, then how can they effectively empower others, going back to what Gina was just talking about. So let's hear about the role of the responsibility to the higher well-being of an empath.
Yeah, and thank you, Gina, both of you, thank you. You set it up beautifully, because it is about setting ourselves up as the most powerful instrument of change for the people that we're going to be working with. And in order to do that, we have to be very clear and balanced, know where all of our triggers are, do the work to release them. Understand that, in so many cases, empaths have been so kind of beaten down by society that they find themselves living in the tails of what other people think that they are, and rather than living in their own truth. So really empowering themselves to stand strongly for themselves and for their potential clients in their own truth. What we see is some of them live, just kind of disconnect from life here because it doesn't understand them, and they live in their upper chakras, and they're very dominant. They're very comfortable in that spiritual world, but that doesn't give them access to their empathic gifts to bring into this world. They're unavailable to influence other people, to use those gifts to influence other people. Other ones kind of cut off from that spiritual side and live only in the lower chakras, and they're afraid to reveal who they truly are. What we want to do is bring them into balance so that the energy flows from the universe right down into the earth through their bodies, unencumbered by obstacles, belief systems, tales of who they think that they are or who they want people to think they are, and really plant them solidly in their own truth.
Oh, that was so magnificently stated. Wow, you both of you, just that's a lot of power right here. And this is all about these new levels of empowerment that are definitely going to be required. Brenda, that was phenomenal. Thank you, so much for sharing that. I'm sure Gina can totally agree that that was great, and makes me even more excited to share the part that I'm going to be, talking about. But wow, just what both of you shared was just amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
You.
You're welcome. Well, what I want to speak about is embodying a new empathic expression. And as I was mentioning in the opening, that this is really about the demonstration of new levels in three core areas. And those three core areas, which you both have actually spoke to, the power aspect, and this is about empathic empowerment. And I'll speak a little bit more about the shifts that have been made in terms of, Brenda, some things that you mentioned of what traditionally empaths were known as or viewed as. And some of those, are myths, because there's been a lot of evolution, that's taken place. But this new empathic empowerment, the third core area is about redefining the empathic journey. And it's really about redefining and refining the empathic journey. And then the third area is empathic evolutionary experience expressed. So these are the three core areas that will need to be demonstrated as an embodiment in the new empathic expression. And this all I guess the best way I can say this is all about the outcome of the empathic cocoon experience and the metamorphosis process and what is produced in order to bring forth this greater expression, because an expression can't be brought forth in a new way if there in fact has not been the transformation and the evolution. And this is what I call, ladies, the evolutionary empathic butterfly. So the new empath's role is to embrace and also embody this higher level of expression and show up in their life in general to make a huge impact in their world first, and then make the impact on others, but also start to make an income leveraging this outgrowth of the new expression. And over the years, as Brenda, you even mentioned a few things, that empaths have had these different labels and how they participated in a world that has not really fully understood them. But a lot of times, there have been where empaths have been looked at as fragile little beings, and they mostly reside in states of feeling powerless. And sometimes they have believed that their role is to hold space for others, but even serve others from their states of disempowerment. And we know that that is not the healthiest activity to be participating in, especially as an empath. But what we know now is there have been some significant shifts, and empaths are really starting to become more empowered and also resilient. And a lot of them are starting to abandon those old paradigm labels and positions that we have been accustomed to hearing about. Because prior to their awakenings, most empaths have really misunderstood or misinterpreted their journeys. But now they're really starting to understand that, okay, wait a minute, this was all about the greater growth and expansion and the evolution. And this is why at this point, they can start to redefine, and the refinement process that I was mentioning, they can start that so that this empathic experience now brings forth this newer expression. So they really are here to demonstrate the butterfly aspects of themselves versus the caterpillar parts of their journey. And I'm so excited, ladies, because we're just really skimming the surface here, introducing a few things that we're going to be sharing more about in the new empathic experience, the new now and the new you, in that session. So this has been really great. So I wanted to ask if before Gina gets ready to close us out, would you ladies like to share any final words just about what we've shared today?
I think
Just
I'd
that
like,
I'm really excited about what both of you guys are bringing to the table, and I'm very excited to bring this wisdom into the mix as well. And I think the combination of the three of us is there's power in threes.
Yes, certainly there is. And thank you so much for what you shared and what you will be sharing, because it's tremendous and very much needed for this new experience for empaths. And so, Gina, thank you again, of course, because your opening was amazing. That was the perfect foundation for us to start with. So I'm going to turn it over to you to close us out.
thank you. What I would say, you'll know if you're an empath. And very often the journey that empaths have had through life so far have been quite difficult and rocky. But there's never been a more important time for you to take charge of your own life, to harness the power of being an empath for yourself and for others. And the three of us are here to help provide a foundation for you. And over the next few days, we're going to be offering a number of recordings and then letting you know how else we can help you. And so if up until now you've recognized that you are an empath and that you know that you are feeling perhaps you're not quite sure how to move forward, that you are fearful of the future, that you know that there are old patterns of behavior that hold you back, now is the time to actually take charge of the situation and move forward and we are here to help you. If you look in the description box below, you can find out a great deal more about the three of us, our special offers, and the resources that we have created just for you to help you move forward, to help you embrace and harness your power as an empath, so that you in turn can fulfill your true purpose, which is to light the way for others. So really looking forward to seeing you on the next call. Please do look at the box below and join us. Thank you very much.